One of the problems with recruiting for investment banking is not the knowledge or skills you acquire, but the access to talk with real investment bankers to put your best foot forward. Our sponsor, WSO Academy, can provide those connections with 60 head mentors who are finance professionals at top firms like Goldman, Centerview, and JP Morgan. Imagine being able to get on the phone within 24 hours with one of the Academy's 1,300 mentors right before a critical interview. Get on the waitlist for WSO Academy today by clicking the link in the show notes or by visiting wallstreetoasis.com/academy. All right. Welcome to Investment Banking Insights, the show, the only show dedicated to helping you learn both the technical and non-technical aspects of the investment banking process. My name is Alex Mason, and I am your host, and I am thrilled that you are here joining me, learning these concepts with me, and let's go ahead and get after it. We're talking about accounting concepts today, and today's question is very simple. Why would a company collect cash and not record it as revenue? Why would a company collect cash and not record it as revenue? This is an interesting question because at first glance, it seems like a little bit strange, right? Like, why would a company take money from a customer and not record it as revenue? Like, that doesn't make sense, right? Isn't revenue when a company sells something and makes money from it? Well, sort of, but there are special accounting rules that need to be followed. And there are scenarios where this would actually not be the case. And so it's important for you and I to understand these nuances if we're being asked in an interview, or even more importantly, if we're on the job and we're working on a deal or a situation where this kind of thing comes up. So we need to know it. But in general, companies who run subscription-based businesses would do something like this. They would collect cash from a customer, but they might not record it as revenue. So think about apps, software, or cell phone services that are purchased on an annual subscription basis. And just to share with you a real life example, my wife and I recently switched cell phone carriers and wanted to switch to this new carrier, and it was more affordable for us to just purchase the data all up front in 1 year increments for both of us than to pay on a monthly basis. So we forked over the cash for an entire year to save that money and just be paid up for an entire year. And that's great for us as consumers because, hey, we get a little bit better of a deal. But why would a company want to do this? Well, from their perspective, they get to collect cash up front. They want to collect as much money up front as possible because that improves their financial situation. So that's why they may collect an annual fee instead of a monthly one. And it helps the company's cash flow fundamentally. But they don't necessarily record that as revenue. And why would they not record it as revenue? The rules of accounting dictate that a company cannot recognize revenue until the service was performed. So in the case of a subscription business, this spreads out the revenue over time. For example, in the cell phone plan that I just purchased for my family, I know that the carrier is not going to recognize that revenue in one fell swoop. They're not going to recognize it all right away, even though I gave them the cash just a few days ago. They're going to recognize that over time as I'm using data on a monthly basis. They're going to spread out that revenue. So that is why a company would collect cash but not record it immediately as revenue. Very simply, it has to do with the accounting rules and business models where the cash is collected before the service is rendered. Very simple. So that's a quick short one I got for you today. This has been Investment Banking Insights. My name is Alex Mason and I am your host. And if you're enjoying this, if you're getting value out of these episodes I'm producing these like twice a day, literally. So I hope you're enjoying just this jam-packed amount of information, helping you prepare for all these interviews and ultimately your investment banking career. Please rate and review this show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.